Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Plant Path, and Happy New Year. I hope that this is finding you well and emerging forth from a wonderful holiday, whatever it is that you might celebrate. And welcome to 2026. I can't even believe that we're here. And I just want to do a post here just first off, saying thank you to each and every one of you, really from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your life to engage with all of the stuff that I share here on the channel, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast, or whether you're on our website, on the blog, wherever you might be. I just want to thank you for engaging with what I share, for being a part of the evolutionary herbalism community. You know, whether you're brand new to my work or whether you've been with me since the beginning of publishing for the last 15 years. It's been quite the journey. And I just want to share a little bit about, where we're at here at the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. Share some of our big wins and accomplishments in 2025, and share with you what's coming in the future, coming up in 2026. And for those of you that might be a little bit new to me, maybe you just kind of started following what we do here in the last year or so, I just want to share a little bit about what we're all about, because when we think about it, herbal medicine, there's a lot of different branches to it, right? And especially with the way that I tend to present it, there's even more branches because we're getting into alchemy, and we're getting into medical astrology, and we're getting into Ayurveda and science and the spiritual side and the practical side. And there's all these different areas of herbal medicine that I like to share about. But really when we get down to it, when we get down to the bottom of what it is that I do here, and what me and the whole team strive to do here, is really all about healing. My goal with you is to share quality information about the plants, about how to understand people, about how to understand the plants, so that you can be equipped to bring about the deepest level of healing possible, whether that's for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your community, for your clinic, whatever scale of practice you have with the medicinal plants. That is my goal, is for you to be able to learn about these plants so that you can bring about a greater level of healing into your world, and doing that through providing quality herbal education. Whether you are just engaging with all of the free content that we share here at the Plant Path, or whether you come a little deeper into the fold, so to speak, and enroll in one of the evolutionary herbalism, one of our 6 courses that we offer. My goal is to provide quality herbal education for you, as well as, for me as an herbalist, I'm constantly growing too. I think that's one of the things that I always like to acknowledge is, I don't claim to know it all. I sure wish I did know it all, but I don't. And I humbly accept that. And I actually think I prefer it that way, because I feel like it would be really boring if there wasn't anything new to learn. So I always kind of jokingly, but also seriously like to say, I will forever be learning about chamomile. I will be learning about nettle leaf until the day I die. I will be learning about calendula forever. These sometimes seemingly, simple herbs, beginning herbs, mild, gentle herbs that seem pretty straightforward. To me, there's always something new to learn about them. There's always something new to learn about how they work within the body and what they do and what their effects are. So I'm all about constant development and refinement myself, and therefore my teachings, that the things that I share, constantly evolving and changing and growing. We are all about a synergy of herbal tradition that the way I see it, there is a universal pattern in nature that different herbal traditions, medical traditions, the world over have recognized that universal pattern in nature. And that is at the basis of everything that I strive to teach here. Balance of science and spirituality, the clinical and the esoteric. For me, I don't really see the science side as necessarily being antithetical to the spiritual side or vice versa. And also with the clinical side too, to me, there's the physical side of healing, but there's also a psycho-spiritual side to healing too. And the plants have the capacity to address both of that. And that very much so informs my approach. So that's what we're all about. I'm all about healing, all about uniting the spiritual and the scientific, the world and the earth, the above and the below, the inside and the outside, and coming to teaching not just about the herbs, but also what I see as the perennial philosophy, the natural laws of the cosmos, of nature, of the human being, and of the plants. And I wanted to share not just what I'm all about here, but one thing I can also share with you, what you won't get here at the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. And that's just no BS, no drama, no trash talking, no big political commentary, none of that stuff. For me, I'm all about sharing encouragement and uplifting and helping and healing. That's really what I'm all about. That's what I strive to do. And, sometimes out there in the world, people like to put other people down, or people have disagreements, and people like to really publicly, vocalize their disagreements or their way of seeing that's antithetical to another way of seeing things. And that, this person's right and that person's wrong, and putting people down. And I'm not all about that. Here, for those of you that have followed me for some time, you'll notice that I don't really talk bad about other people. Always have a good positive word for people, because, I think there's too much of that already out there in the world. We need encouragement. Everybody needs encouragement. Everybody needs to be uplifted. I think that's our role as if we're going to claim to be an herbalist, if we're going to claim to be a healer, if we're going to claim to be a physician, a doctor, we have to uplift people, right? We want to heal people, and we can't be negative all the time, or talking down about people all the time and things like that. So that's the other thing. That's what you're not going to get over here, is we're just going to be encouraging to you on your plant path and trying to help you the best of our abilities. So here's what we accomplished in 2025. That was a big year for us here at the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. I'm going to share a little recap with you of some of the great work that I think we did last year. So here on the Plant Path, on the podcast, YouTube, on our blog, we published over 33 hours of 100% free herbal content. That would be through just our free blog, podcast, YouTube, all of that. Over 33 hours. That's like a pretty solid free weekend's workshop worth of educational material. I was feeling pretty proud of that. We served over 32,000 people in our more in-depth free workshops, whether that be the Astro Herbalism mini course, the Vitalist Herbalism mini course, the Herbal Monograph map. I felt really happy that we were able to impact that many people through our more in-depth workshops. Those are, much more comprehensive free trainings that we offer. So I was really proud to see that's how many folks we were able to impact through that free training. Inside the student portal, I answered over 120 questions from students. That's video. That's me sitting down with a list of questions in answering those questions one by one in as much depth as I can. This equated to over 8 hours of exclusive content for Evolutionary Herbalism students. I always like to say those are really fun sessions. We call it tea with Seja. It's like an office hours kind of thing, right? Where I just sit here, I drink my coffee, and I answer questions, and then we end up filming and recording that and putting it up in the student portal for folks to listen to on their drive to work, or just as nice content variety of content to listen to. We added over 41 hours of content to our Materia Medica monthly program this year. I was pretty blown away by that. That's a full work week worth of content in Materia Medica monthly. That includes developing the herbal monograph map. The herbal actions map that I've been building out in Materia Medica monthly, as well as single plant monographs. And then I feel like we hit some really big milestones here. We hit over 65,000 subscribers on YouTube. For those of you on YouTube, thank you for liking, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. For those of you that are not subscribed on YouTube, I encourage you to do so. It does really help us. I've been trying to focus on, growing YouTube more. I'm hoping to hit the 100,000 mark in 2026. It's my lofty goal. We'll see if we can do it, but I can only do it with your help and if you like and subscribe. So that does really help. We had 157,000 followers on Instagram. That just blows me away. So for those of you on Instagram, thank you very much. I really appreciate it and hope that you enjoy everything that we share over there on Instagram. Can we get to 200,000 in 2026? That's my lofty goal. We'll see if we can hit it. And Facebook. Well, we hit 100,000 people on Facebook, which is amazing because for a really long time, everything was really flatlined on Facebook. It kind of felt like crickets. I was starting to wonder, is anyone even on Facebook anymore? But so for those of you that are on Facebook and that follow our content over there, again, my deepest gratitude to you for that. Just thank you all so much. We could not have achieved this without you all, and it just never ceases to amaze me the level of positive impact that we're able to make on so many people's lives and sharing the good teachings of the plants and the healing of the plants. And I just truly hope that it's been impactful for you. Hit a couple other really big milestones in 2025. I successfully finished filming a brand new version of what was my Hallmark course, Alchemical Herbalism. That was the first evolutionary herbalism program that I taught way back. First year of that was in 2010, 2011. And so that was a huge project. It took me about 2 years to refilm it. And we're really, really excited for a relaunch of that new program, hopefully this year in 2026. It will be slightly branded a little bit differently, might not be under the same name, but we're really excited to be launching that new course. I also revamped Botanical Constellations. Of course, here we are in January, so we're in the Capricorn season. We could say I'm about almost through, right? I've got 10 out of the 12 signs all done. So Botanical Constellations is almost all the way done. And this year, I'm really excited to be digging into the new version of Astro Herbalism is kind of what my big project is going to be. I'm excited to be digging into revamping that whole program. You know, we're producing more and more content with the help of our new copywriting and editing team. We brought on 2 fantastic folks onto the team to help with the writing side and the translation of my videos into nice, beautiful, well-written articles, both for in-course content and for the free content. And, you know, this was a big decision I had to make because I had a decision as to whether I wanted to support artificial intelligence or whether I wanted to support human intelligence. And, you know, all the business people probably would say I made a really bad move by hiring two folks to pay money to do the writing. But I made a decision. I did not want to. I have a problem with artificial intelligence. I value the human intelligence. I value human creativity. I value human interaction. And so I opted to bring on some great copywriters, copy editors here onto the team. And this is why you're seeing such great quality articles, both within courses as well as here for on the free content side. So we have a commitment here at the School of Evolutionary Herbalism to never ever use artificial intelligent generated content. Nothing that you hear, see, read is generated by artificial intelligence. Everything comes from my brain and is then edited and refined by other human brains. I feel like a pretty strong sense to stick with that because I do not like what I'm seeing with artificial intelligence. Well, I was also really excited to have started publishing a monthly newsletter, and this was an idea we had in order to share all of the content that we're publishing in one nice, easy kind of digest format. So we launched the monthly distillate as a means for folks that maybe just want one email a month instead of a weekly email. And that was a really fun project to work on, to design and think through how we wanted to put that together. We also launched our whole new membership site in 2025, which was a very exciting, very stressful, monumental moment for us here at the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. For those of you that were on the inside of our membership platform, it was in a bit of a need of an update. And there was about a 3-year project updating that and not updating it, but rebuilding a whole new membership platform. And it's awesome in there now. It's beautiful. The design is beautiful. The UX and UI is super awesome and just beautiful to navigate. Simple, clean, sophisticated. We got an awesome student tea house in there, our whole in-house social media platform for setting up your profile and posting and forums. We've got gamification on our courses now where you earn points or quintessences as you complete your course content, and you can use that to unlock secrets within the portal. That's pretty awesome. It came with a lot of challenge though. It was anytime we're dealing with tech, it's not uncommon for there to be some hiccups along the way. So 2025 was a busy year for us trying to make sure everything transitioned smoothly and went smoothly. And we're happy that we're kind of on the other side of that one. And I had my first multi-day live workshop in over 7 years. I went out to North Carolina for the first time ever, and over at the Art of Living Retreat Center outside Boone, North Carolina, and taught my first 4-day workshop that I've done in a long time since we lived on our land in Oregon. And that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed teaching in front of a live audience again. I got pretty used to just sitting in here teaching to the camera all the time. And it was really enjoyable to be out there. Thanks to all of you that came out to the Boone workshop. And for those of you that are wanting more live workshop experiences, well, I've got good news. So here's what's coming in 2026 and beyond. We are in current development of an in-person workshop space. We are building out a whole herb farm. So we are going to be growing as many of the herbs as we can for our product line, Natura Sophia Spagyrics. And we're going to be building out a beautiful manufacturing facility there, a state-of-the-art Spagyrics lab. And we're going to be building out a workshop space to have in-person workshops again. I know a lot of you have been requesting that, asking for that for a long time. It's in development. It's going to be a lot of work to get there. The buildings out there are in rough shape. We're working with some county old barns that need to be fixed up and made proper, but we're really excited to start to develop a live workshop component to juxtapose our online coursework. So I'm sure we'll have some workshops open to the public, but my main focus is for the EH students and giving you some live workshops to go along with your online program to take it to the next level. So I'm really excited to be developing that. We'll definitely be posting updates as the farm, the lab, the clinic, the workshop space is developed and construction is happening. We're going to be republishing Alchemical Herbalism, as I said, under a new name. Roots of Evolutionary Herbalism, Evolutionary Herbalism Foundations, Evolutionary Herbalism Roots. I don't know. I'm still trying to solidify the name, but this is basically a revamped version of Alchemical Herbalism. It is a more in-depth exploration of the topics I go into in my book, Evolutionary Herbalism. And this project's been in production for about 3 years. I'm really excited to be launching it this year. Hopefully late spring, early summer this year, we'll be launching that. So keep an eye out for the announcements on that. Our new version of Botanical Constellations will be publishing this March. So that will be complete this March. And we'll be running that fully new updated version of Constellations. So be sure to sign up for that in March when we are bringing that live. In just a few weeks, we're going to be doing our Herbal Monograph Map, our free workshop series going in depth on how to build your own holistic, clinically relevant monographs. And we'll be doing a very special enrollment period for Materia Medica Monthly. It's a great discount that you can get. We only do it once a year for MMM, so be sure to check that out. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. My big project for this year is to be revamping Astroherbalism. It's going to be a much larger course. I'm going to be going into a lot more depth, and I might even be co-teaching it with my good friend Tyler Penor, who makes these videos look so beautiful, but he also is an astrologer and teaches astrology over at his School of Living Astrology. So we're considering melding our minds in Astroherbalism 2.0, which I'm very excited about. And of course, we will continue to be publishing multiple pieces of free content a month for the entire evolutionary herbalism community on the Plant Path. The goal is to have 2 fresh pieces of content a month, an updated repost of some revamped older content that you probably have still never seen, even though it's already been published, and then our custom curated monthly distillate to continue to give you more educational materials. Our goal, again, is to keep your herbal education occupied and keep you busy learning and studying, whether you pay for our courses or not. I've got great visions for the future for the School of Evolutionary Herbalism. I honestly have more ideas and inspirations than I do have really the time and the money to implement them. But know that the School of Evolutionary Herbalism is always striving to expand, grow, become more sophisticated, more refined, beautiful, impactful, and benefiting you ultimately is what the point is, right? The whole point is, again, to help you become a better herbalist, to help bring greater levels of healing to you, your family, your community, and your clinic. And we are just excited to continue to grow and expand. I'm looking at a way of building an integrated model for the evolutionary herbalism coursework, like really charting a clear pathway of how do you learn my model of herbal medicine. So a lot of people kind of see our courses as like, oh, there's this course and that course and that course and that course, and they're seen as very separate. But there is actually a pathway through our courses and a logical kind of structured way that I would suggest going through the content in order to build yourself up towards the goal of being able to be a evolutionary herbalist, right? To be able to work with the plants to bring about transformational levels of healing through the synergy of clinical herbalism, medical astrology, and alchemical pharmacy. So I'm really excited to kind of rework the way in which all of our courses interconnect and kind of showing that to you in a little bit of a clearer way. And of course, live workshops will be coming back. I'm excited to be getting that going again. We might do another 4-day workshop this year at some point, maybe sometime in the autumn. Not sure what the conference schedule is like this year, but I'm sure I'll be out and about a little bit in the summer and hopefully be able to participate in some live herb conferences again. We got a chance to go to the International Herb Symposium last year. That was really great. A lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting out and doing another conference or two this year. So that is the 2025 recap, a little bit of what's coming up for 2026. And again, I just want to wish you all a happy new year today. And just thank you, again, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you being a part of our community, for you having the courage to walk this plant path. It's not an easy path to be an herbalist, right? It's like, practically speaking, in terms of figuring out how to support yourself as an herbalist and, finding the time to learn everything that you need to learn to do it well. Just everything there is about it is kind of challenging in a lot of ways for a lot of people. But we don't do it because there is about it is thought up here in the mind. We do it because there's a calling inside of our heart. There's a calling inside of our heart from the plants. There's a calling inside of our heart from nature. There's a calling inside of our heart to be of service to humanity, to help people, to heal people, to just try to do something good with this life that we're given, to uplift, to encourage, to heal. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm doing my best to share with you. That's what my team is doing their best to share as well and to support. And I just want to say thank you for receiving it and for being open to it and for learning from what I have to share. And my hope is that it serves you well, it helps you out, and that you can do something good with it. So feel free to like this video, share, subscribe, leave a good review for the podcast. If you're anywhere but our website, head over to evolutionaryherbalism.com. Be sure to get on our newsletter list so you can get all the updates. That's where everything is happening. And whatever social channels you like, we probably have an account there. So if you haven't, check out our Instagram, Facebook. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know. Everyone wants me to be on TikTok. Do you all think I should be on TikTok? I don't know. I'm hesitant. I don't use social media personally, so I'm like, I don't even know what it is really. But for some reason, I feel very hesitant to try to start a whole other social media channel. So wherever you're at, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I do really appreciate it. Thank you very much once again. Many blessings to you, blessings to your life, blessings to your plant path. Let's have a great 2026. Let's see how many people we can help and heal and have a positive impact on this year. And thank you very much. We'll see you next week with a fresh post on the plant path. Until then, take care and be well.